This is really getting mysterious, and I'm sure Bill Clinton will clear everything up tomorrow. Congresswoman Paulina Luna is on the Oversight Committee and was in the room with Hillary Clinton today. How did you feel she testified?
Look, I will say that she did not seem happy to be there. You can see that from her going out and making some of the statements that she did. But Jesse, you know, you kind of nailed it. Exactly what you just stated, kind of about mysterious circumstances. Although I cannot specifically state what she said in the deposition regarding what you just played, I would bet once you hear the transcription that comes out tomorrow that it's safe to assume that that might be her perspective as well.
Are we going to see video?
Yes, you'll have full video and audio similar to the Les Wexner deposition. And I will also say that, you know, there's more to come out with, but there's it got kind of heated at some points.
So she was asked a lot about her husband. No one thinks Hillary Clinton was involved in sex trafficking or doing anything with children. I mean, that's clear. But and her husband's obviously, you know, no one's accusing him of anything. But she was asked a lot about her husband's relationship with Epstein. And she said she couldn't remember. You'd have to ask him.
You know, there's something in regards to when someone's put under oath, there's protected communications between spouses. And so there was a lot of that. But what I will also say is what's going to be particularly interesting for the president is that, and President Clinton tomorrow, that is, in his depositions, and is that at a certain point, I think that, you know, this does kind of, was this a honeypot operation? Was this intentional? These are all questions. And I will say specifically, Jesse, when I was asking her questions, I was very focused on the potential of the foreign intelligence ties and also, too, about whether or not she believes specifically we should open up investigations into some of these co-conspirators that were women. And that seems to be something that the liberal media does not want to touch or talk about. And so I encourage everyone to look into that because there's a lot there. And I will also state that if you are looking at Jeffrey Epstein's people that he interacted with specifically, I definitely think it's safe to say I think the American people agree with me. And I would say, even though Secretary Clinton might not have been able to officially admit it, that she did seem to at least be perceptive to the idea that he was tied to foreign intelligence. And she also had stated that we should follow up on specific ties with him in regards to the 3 countries that were listed by the Epstein attorneys, Russia, Iran, and Israel, in relationship to whether or not it was potentially a foreign intelligence operation. That was interesting.
That is interesting. It does seem to be a honeypot operation, and he does seem very closely tied to Israel, but also looks to be double dipping. He was in between a lot of sectors. The Ghislaine situation.
Peddling information.
Right. Ghislaine, I mean, I don't know if she was intelligence. She might have been tied up in the whole thing. She was a co-conspirator. She's in prison. But the times that she was at Chelsea's wedding, I mean, the rumors were obvious. I mean, she was involved in Epstein's lifestyle, and we know now that she participated in procuring the women. Hillary didn't, she didn't get that?
Look, I am a candidate. I've been a candidate for office. I'm an elected official. And when you have top tier donors, of which the Epstein, Maxwell entire apparatus was, you know the names of your donors and individuals. And I do find it hard to believe that she didn't know of the relationship between the two. Obviously, you had said that, and there is White House logs that Epstein attended the White House many times. There is also 2 reports of Ghislaine Maxwell kind of in and out of the same circles. And so, you know, I think the question is whether or not they were being targeted, but also, too, remember, you know, when you hear the Clintons specifically say, oh, well, Bill Clinton cut all ties with Jeffrey Epstein before the actual charges were brought forward. Well, remember, President Trump has said the same thing, and yet the way that the DNC, the way that the Democrats are trying to use this is to smear the president. And I actually brought this up in the press gaggle today, in that we've asked the victims specifically on whether or not President Trump had hurt them, and he was exonerated. He released the files, and they don't want to report that. What they want to try to do is take this and have us say on record whether or not we will subpoena the president to come testify, in which I respond, the president is not considered a person of interest in this investigation. He's been nothing but cooperative, at least with us and members of the task force. And I think that his record will reflect that he has released all files. It was also interesting to note that we inquired on how many files did President Biden release. The answer is 0.
You're right. Well, keep up the heat. Everyone's looking forward to seeing what Bill has to say tomorrow. Thank you, Anna Paulina Luna.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.